Welcome to Beyond the Bounce, presented by ZTE. I am your host, Byron Bogart. Joining me today, Coach Bob MacKinnon. Welcome back to the show, Coach.
Hey, great to be here.
Great to have you back.
Thank you.
Coach, it's been a long time since we had you on the show. Why don't you just recap what you did this summer for us?
Well, started out the summer working and coaching the Mavs Summer League team in Orlando. Had a great experience there. We went 2-3, but in the 5 games we played there, we lost 1 by 7, 1 by 2, 1 by 1. So we're in every game and had a great experience. Then from there, went out to Vegas and assisted with the Mavs Summer League team in Vegas and had a great time doing that. And after that, I've been traveling a lot, doing a lot of camps for the NBA. Was down in Mexico, working with the University of Tabasco and their team. Then I was in the Caribbean. I was in Grenada and Dominica with a program that the NBA does where they go to 9 islands. And we get the top 40 boys and the top 20 girls at each island and put them through a 3-day camp. And then from there, select 5 boys and 2 girls that are actually meeting in BVI on the weekend of October 7th for a 3-day camp. From there, they take those, 45 boys and 18 girls, and they narrow it down to 10 boys and 6 girls that they'll bring to the United States in December, and they'll take them to an NBA game. They'll put them through another series of clinics, and they'll scrimmage a local high school. And actually last year of the 10 boys, 7 of the boys that came from the islands end up getting some kind of scholarship to a college or a prep school in the United States to continue their education. So it's a great program with the NBA, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
How long have you been a part of that program, Coach?
It's just in its 2nd year. So I was a part of it last year in its inaugural year, and now in its 2nd year I was a part of it again. So I went to 2 islands last year and 2 islands this year, and hopefully I'll keep a part of it.
Awesome. What experience can you take from going overseas to all these different countries, helping out with different camps like that? What experience do you bring back to your players, which should be grown men, from taking that experience?
Well, I hope what it's helped me become is a better teacher. Because, you go to these things and, in some of these places that I went to, when I went to China in the spring, I did coaches clinics and teaching coaches, how to coach our game and then teaching kids how to play the game in the islands and in Mexico and teaching coaches in Mexico as well. Hopefully through that, I'm becoming a better teacher and a more detailed teacher.
Awesome. Now you're helping Mavs out down there in Dallas for preseason training camp. How's it going down there, Coach? Oh,
it's been great. And they're helping me out more than I'm helping them out, believe me. It's been great. Coach Carlisle and his staff have been tremendous to me, and it's been great to watch Coach Carlisle because he's a great teacher of the game. And he is really specific and very detail-oriented, and I love seeing that. So it's helped me now that I think I'll be a better teacher teaching his system and stuff with our team now being immersed and being allowed to be in the meetings and hear the terminology and just day-to-day spending time with their staff going over things. And it's been a great experience so far.
Great experience, and we look forward to having a couple of players from their training camp. Do you know what type of players that we could possibly be seeing for Frisco from their training camp?
As the D-League rule allows, you allowed 4 affiliate players from your affiliate's training camp, and they're right in the midst now of they have 6 guys vying for 1 spot, and then of those 5, we'll get 3 or 4 of them to come here. So we'll probably get a couple wings. And maybe one or 2 big men, and the great thing is they'll have gone through training camp with the Mavs. They'll really be ingrained in the system. So when we get them here, we won't have to reteach it to them. They'll help us teach the new guys that we have coming in, or the other guys we have coming in, the system that we'll put in play, and I think we'll be able to hit it quicker.
Awesome, awesome. What similarities can you take from an NBA training camp and a D-League training camp?
I think the pace at which you have to teach. And you know, they have 20 guys in camp, we'll have 17 guys in camp. And being able to break it down and still, like I said, Coach Carlisle is such a good teacher, and he's so detail-oriented that that's what I want to bring to our camp.
Awesome, awesome. We have some upcoming events coming. The month of October is the D-League draft. Can you tell the fans what they can expect going forward after the draft and training camp? What kind of training camp you'll be offering up to the fans?
Yeah, well, October 30th is our draft. We have 4 picks in the 6 rounds, and you know, we're putting together our trial list. We just concluded our open tryouts, and we had a great weekend with that. A lot of guys came in from all over the country for it, and you know, we're allowed to submit a list of players from that. And then our returning players, we're working on seeing who's coming back, who's got deals overseas, who's in the NBA. You know, there's a whole mix. So everything kind of comes together in our league the last week of October, you know, and then after the draft on October 30th, it's like the 31st is really the only time you'll know what your team is going into training camp, you know, and what you're going to be about and be ready to roll. And then, you know, those guys fly in on the 31st, we'll do physicals on the 1st, and then our first day of practice is the 2nd, and we open up 10 days later on the 12th. So it's going to be bang, 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 hey, let's go. You know, and if you're not ready to rock and roll, baby, you're going to be left behind.
We're excited. We're excited. Now, this season on your coaching staff, the very first year, the NBA coaching apprenticeship will be here with the Legends. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that? Yeah,
the NBA Retired Players Association has a tremendous program where they work with former NBA and WNBA players who have retired from playing and are looking to get into coaching. And this is my 2nd year in the program with that, where the last 2 years what I've done is the Saturday before the D-League National Tryout, I go to New York and spend, we do an 8 to 9 hour seminar with anywhere from 10 to 15 retired NBA and WNBA players. Then the next day, those 10 to 15 retired players coach in our NBA Development League tryout camp, the National Tryout Camp. So we've done it the last few years, and we had an idea this year of, hey, you know, how can we further this program? And Rory Sparrow, who's the head of the Retired Players Association, came up with this idea that, you know, could we do kind of an internship, apprenticeship with one of the teams? And since I'm already in the program, they approached us and the Legends and Donnie and Malcolm, and we jumped at the opportunity. And what will happen is, from the players they have in the program and from the different seminars that they went to, they do 3 or 4 seminars, where the mine just being one of them. They collected guys and ladies from that, and then we interviewed 6 or 7 of them to get it down to 2 people who will now come in. One of these former players will come in the first day of training camp with us and go through for 3 months to halfway through the season, probably about the showcase. And then from the showcase to the end of the season, another player will come in and take his place. And those 2 guys in that spot will be one of our assistant coaches. And I will put him to work just like every other assistant coach we have. He'll have duties just like every other assistant, breaking down film, working player development, out doing community work. You know, doing film. I mean, everything that we do from a coaching standpoint, they're going to be taught and pressed into service on. And, you know, the way you get better is get hands-on, right?
Awesome, yeah.
You know, I mean, like, you know, you're one of the best broadcasters in the business, right? Did you
sir.
Start out being one of the best?
No, I did not. I had to work very, very hard, Coach.
Right, so you built it up. So that's what we're doing with these coaches now. We're trying to build up them and build up their resume and such, so that from now they have a little coaching in their background, and maybe they become, you know, an attractive candidate for a D-League team or even an NBA team, you know, down the road.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for being a part of that this very first season. What can Legends fans expect going forward to this future 2016-2017 season, and what plans you got coming up personally?
Well, I think it's going to be an exciting year. Just from the list of players that we're gathering that are interested in coming back, and the guys that we had at our tryout, and the guys that we possibly could get from the Mavs, we're going to be able to play an exciting brand of basketball and put some points on the board. and hopefully get after people defensively, create turnovers, and score off our defense, and really be able to push tempo and play pace. And if we can do that, I think the people in the stands will enjoy it. And I also think it's a winning brand of basketball in our league. And hopefully, we can win enough games to keep people coming back to see us the next game.
Awesome. That's the goal. That's the goal. What do you have planned in the immediate future for yourself? Are you going on? I remember we talked earlier, you were going off to speak at some NBA camps.
What I got first is, we have the D-League coaches meetings coming up. So I'll go to Chicago for 2 days and do that. Then I'm going to go home, and there's a possibility of going down to Mexico one more time and doing a camp down there for a couple days. And then I'm actually going out to Los Angeles for the D-League officials meetings. Mm-hmm. And I know it's especially maybe with my background, it's a little odd for me to be going to the officials meetings. But I'm going to represent the D-League coaches and do a presentation with the officials and kind of give them a view from a coach's angle on what does a coach look for from an official in our league, and what do we want out of the officials, and how can we better our relationship with the officials and make it more of a partnership. And so I'll go out there right before I head back here for our draft.
Awesome. Coach, keep doing what you're doing. It was a pleasure having you again. We look forward to getting this team together and getting in there and getting work on training camp.
Always good, man. I can't wait for things to start, and I can't wait to meet all these Legends fans.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. Please stay tuned for another episode of Beyond the Bounds.